Hi Capricorn, welcome to your reading for September 2018. This is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, any planets you might have in Capricorn, and of course those who are intuitively guided. Welcome everyone. Thank you for your ongoing support. Welcome to all new subscribers. Love having you as part of the Soul family. Just love you guys, and I feel your love back too. I'm not going to talk a lot, especially for Capricorns. I just get to it, Sandy. So we're just going to go ahead and get to it. Again, this is for September. Today is the 30th, by the way, of August. So, you know, time's fluid. Excuse me, already I'm losing my voice. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it, okay? So we're going to start with the Tibetan singing bowl. Just want to kind of release everything as you listen to the tone. Just go with the vibration. Feel the vibration of the bowl. Quite lovely. It is our symbol. The reading's going to begin. Please use your intuition, common sense, okay? Yeah, that's all I ask. That's all I ask of you. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Let's bring it down. I hope this light is okay. We're about to get a rain storm here, and so it got a little dark in here. So hopefully that's going to be okay. I'll check it out. Okay, guys. And let's begin. Okay. Beautiful. It's funny, you just heard something like sound like it was crashing down. I don't know what that was. Okay, so we're going to use the Angel Tarot. And I think I'm going to use the Cosmic Tarot for clarifiers today. Do one more shuffle. I hear a little bird singing outside the window. Quite lovely. Get my feet on the ground. Okay, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on for September 2018. Capricorn. Institutionally guided. 2018, September. I want to thank everyone for the beautiful compliments on this desk. I do love it. I do love the sounds that the cards make on the desk too. I know not everyone does, but I have to tell you, I just love the sound. And And I bought the desk at Overstock.com. Beautiful. So we open the reading with the card, the Star, card of Aquarius, number 17, which is an 8, August. We have the Emperor, card of Aries, 2 major arcanas back to back. So it looks like, you know, when you get a major arcana, you know that there's change coming. But how beautiful that we're starting with the Star. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Earth in this deck. Also a good card. Not sure what to think about that light there. So we have 2 cards mirroring each other that really talk about your dreams, your seeds of intention. You know, the Star, the 7 of Pentacles, those seeds have been planted. These could have been planted lifetimes ago. I often feel when this card shows up, it's talking about, you know, you may need a little bit more patience, but it is talking about these seeds coming, you know, it's harvest time. And yeah, that light's not going to be able to stay there. I can barely see that card. You know, in this deck, the Star talks about confirmation that you're on the right path. Confirmation that what you're doing, what it is that you're manifesting to yourself, even if something, you know, for some of you it may be things starting to come to the surface. Things starting to fall in place. Yet, do I see it for what it is? Do I believe it? Almost like I'm picking up the energy like something coming in front of you and being thankful, but then second guessing it. And maybe that's why you need to hear that you are on the right path. I kind of love the Star and the Emperor next to each other because the Emperor is a very strong, stable energy. You know, the Emperor, you think about the Emperor, he has had quite the difficult path to get to the status of the Emperor. It is through, number 4, his stability that puts him in the leadership, has the ability to be the leader. So the Star talks about a period opening up where you feel much more positive. There are definitely things coming to the surface here. And these seeds of intention, again, it doesn't even matter how long ago I planted the seeds. They come up when they're meant to come up, right? So as I plant my seeds of intention, because they can be from lifetimes ago, I also know, or let me put it a different way, like through the soul contract, through the energy of the universe, knows when the right time to bring in this seed, to bring in this blessing, is one way you can look at it. I feel like Capricorn, you're just moving into a much more positive energy and into a much more stable energy. What I think about, I bring about. Now with the Emperor here, for some of you, this is certainly going to be talking about well, I don't know, I'm seeing Archangel Michael here. And I feel like there's a certain protection around you. I feel like there's a protection around your thoughts. Like a clarity that you may not have had for a while. Capricorn's energy, up and down, right? Has planetary action. Has it been tough on you? Tough on a lot of the earth signs. But now moving out of that and moving into a much more positive time in your life. You may either be this person who, you certainly could be moving into some type of leadership. Then I have the Three of Pentacles just came out. It feels like for some of you, you're going to be leading a team of people. You might be worried about that a little bit. So I feel like if I'm talking to you right now, this is something, whether it be, well, it feels like it's in a job, but it doesn't have to be. It could be through an organization also. And you're being called to leadership. And you could have a little fear over that. Though, I have to tell you, I feel there's a lot of people who believe in you. Whether I'm leading one person or I'm responsible leading 1,000 people. Some of you have fear about that, but on the other hand, the other perspective, those who are looking to you, looking up to you, have real belief in you. We have the Queen of Pentacles. When I see the Queen of Pentacles, when it relates to work, I always feel management. The person who takes care of, pays attention to the details. The things that other people miss, the Queen of Pentacles will always pick up. What strong energy. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, much like the King of Pentacles, works very hard, but works hard more for the family, right? For the kids, for the family, for the foundation, for the stability. Somebody is definitely going to be leading a team. Let me get the last card out. We have a lot of stable energy here. Look at this, we have the Five of Pentacles. So we have 4 cards of Pentacles. And I just had a couple cards fly. Let me grab them. We have the Queen of Wands. And we have the Ten of Cups. Okay, let me pull this up. For some of you, you could actually be this Queen of Pentacles. I do feel like many of you are. I'm sorry, this light is just like, it's not going to work there. Okay. I feel like some of you are being offered a position. Again, whether it is through your career, and with all these pentacles, it kind of feels that way. But again, it can be through an organization. I do feel I don't know, I kind of feel like someone is offered this job. And it's like my dream job. But if I take this job, I am agreeing to less, I have the possibility of making less money. But on the flip side of that, the benefits outweigh that. I feel like someone is in this mode of figuring out, can I do this? Because I feel like this is what you want. But in one way or another, it definitely feels like through the money. Can I afford to do this? Kind of picking a little bit energy of what I felt in Scorpios, where like the energy of, I'm working for a company, maybe working my 9 to 5, whatever it is, but it's like repetitive, right? Same thing, different day. And it seems like for some, this opportunity comes in that I do feel it's outside of your company. And whether it's running an organization, like something like, when I'm saying organization, it could be like a nonprofit, something that feels close to your heart, though. And the only downfall to it is it does feel like it is less money. However, the satisfaction, the job satisfaction, I don't know. I feel like if this is you, you know what I'm talking about. And I feel like you're in that mode right now of deciding. I feel like the benefits outweigh the finances. And I feel like, again, though I may be losing some money, my foundation is stronger than ever. I do feel like you are gonna accept. And I'm trying to figure out if I can feel like what it's really dealing with. I feel like in some way it's helping people with their emotions, like overcoming some types of fear. I don't know if it's just limited to like one type. Finding a way to reignite the passion within them. It's like you're taking someone, let's say, who's homeless, and this is just the energy I'm feeling, like I'm helping someone who's down and out. And through my actions, I'm building this person up. I'm helping to build them up. I'm helping to show them the way. Yet part of it is through their own emotions. So, whether it be like a grief counselor, AA, I mean, you don't get paid for that, but because, you're still making money through this organization, through this job. I really don't feel that what I'm doing, I've really experienced myself. So this isn't something like, like I went through, let's say, domestic abuse, and now I'm helping women who go through who are going through that situation. I don't really feel like this is why this is being offered to you. It's being offered to you because of your skill level. It's being offered to you because of your ability to get out there and seek. It's like seeking grant money, knowing where to look, not being afraid to ask. Again, if it's working for a nonprofit, you may be asking for funding. And you may be doing this type of job now, but there's a dissatisfaction within it, because I feel like this opportunity coming in, it just feels like it is what you have wanted to do. So where the decision lies, I feel, is, can I financially afford to do this? And I feel like, much like I felt in Scorpio's reading, where, listen, if you are, when you're helping others, when you're giving, you will receive. And maybe that's why I'm feeling like whatever the benefits are outweigh what I may have to lose in finances. Again, I don't feel like it's major, but this is where some of you are, your concern is at. Yet it does feel like it's exactly what you want to do. You're going to be starting your own organization, your own nonprofit. And, for some of you, it's funny, I talked about homelessness. I do feel like for some of you, this is the area that you're going into. Not everyone. A few of you. But I do kind of feel that now, like, I am helping people get off the street. And there is a skill within you that can really seek that funding. There is a confidence level within you where others might kind of shrink down versus having to ask, seek. Because I feel you're seeking, but you're seeking for the organization. And I know that's not everyone, but that is for a few of you. And I just want to say, for a few of you, I feel like, I know, we start with the Star card, which is about happier times. I feel like for a few of you, you are overworking. You're putting in, I don't know, you may be a workaholic, because I feel like you're working more than you really need to. I feel like there's a need for you to gain a balance. I do. I feel like some of you are workaholics. And because it almost feels like if no one interrupted me, I would just keep working. Like, I feel like you need very little sleep, and really, if nobody would interrupt me, I would just keep working. You may not even lift your head up to eat, but it is affecting you. I feel like I'm speaking to, you do have loved ones who, I just feel like they need your time. But not just that. I feel that this is something that you may turn around down the road and have regret. Why did I spend so much time working and not having fun? Why did I spend so much time working thinking that I needed more versus playing with my children? Just having fun. Excuse me, wow, that just made me choke. I just want you to think about that if it's you, because I do feel the day will come when you may regret that. And because I feel also, you don't really need to do it for the money so to speak. It feels like you have plenty. I don't feel like you're doing it so much for the money. I just feel like you're a workaholic. Excuse me, I have to take a drink. I gotta lift that head up. And I don't even feel like, to be honest, this is like, I feel like you're working for a company. So they're certainly benefiting. But, I'm just a little worried. I'm a little worried that you will regret this. I'm also worried that you're not taking care of yourself. It's funny when I said you barely lift your head to eat. I really kind of feel that. Well, I feel like you kind of cram all your meals into one meal. I'm looking at the star card regarding that, and I'm just reading the bottom of this card. Happy times. Make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. And I feel, for those who resonate with talking about being a workaholic, I feel like the star card is about putting an effort into. It's funny how I'm saying it, almost like with kid gloves, because I feel like it's going to fall on deaf ears, sorta. It may sink in a little. Take baby steps, If you're working 12 hours, cut it down to 10. When you can. Or I shouldn't say that, because I feel like in your mind you'll be like, well, I can't. I need it. It's what I have to do. I mean, you're just a real go-getter. I feel like you have to, you don't have to. I feel like delegating certain things, because I feel like there's a team around you, there's people around you where you could delegate some things to free up your time. I feel like it's that energy of no one can do it as well as I can, so I might as well just do it. And I know that energy. I'm a Virgo, and I know that energy. And I don't mean that in a, well, what it feels like is, what you're thinking is, if I give this to someone else, I'm just going to have to turn around and redo it anyway. But you're spending so much time at work. Okay, let's move on from that. Let's use the Cosmic Tarot. It is really getting dark here. It is almost 5:30 in the evening, and I'm in the Northeast, and I feel like the sky is going to open up. We need it. It's been so humid. So we do have quite a few people on the board. We have a possible Aquarius, possible Aries, Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. We have the Queen of Fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. So we have double kept up a fire. We only have one card of cups, so I don't feel that emotions are going to play a big part in the month of September for you. You know, that could be good. That can be, well, we'll see. We do have the Ten of Cups, though. And, you know, I mean, what a beautiful card if we're going to have only one card. And I have to say, I feel like for some of you, this could be movement because, you know, I'm going from the Five of Pentacles to the Ten of Cups here. They're connected. So I could be leaving one place, you know, leaving a place where definitely can be feeling restriction within the Five of Pentacles. Bring this down a little bit more for you. Feeling dissatisfaction. But yet, it's weird. I see this beautiful light within that card. And I kind of feel that there may be a move for some of you, but it feels like a good move. You may be moving closer to family. For some of you, this could certainly be a home purchase, especially with the star card up here because, you know, this is your incoming card, your outgoing card. So they definitely relate. Star, just as it says, happy times. Making a positive, optimistic, long-term plan. Certainly talk about home. Buying a home. Moving to a location that you dreamed about. The Queen of Fire anchoring this Ten of Cups tells me that this is something that you're passionate for. I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm on a plane, you know, on a plane flying somewhere. You know, maybe those who are the workaholics, maybe it's thinking about buying, you know, if you can, like a vacation home. Because it kind of feels magical. You know, I feel like it is within this Ten of Cups. I feel like this is something I have wished for and planned for, especially with all the pentacles coming before it. Okay, let's break this down. Start with the star. So the star talks about, oh, look at that. Two cups just popped out. I wonder if some of you are getting engaged, getting married, going on a honeymoon. Something good happening within a partnership. This could certainly be new love coming in. I definitely feel this is romantic. I also feel, I do feel like some of you are buying a new home. And I just feel like it's you and your partner really celebrating this, something we worked really hard towards. And for others of you, this is a romantic love. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Prince of Swords. Possible area or Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Four of Cups. I feel like I've been here before. Possibly been with this person before. We'll see. We have the Queen of Wands. She's the queen of action, queen of passion, lives from a passionate place. And the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so when I think of the Queen of Wands, I think of someone who is very capable of manifesting what she wants to her. Sitting on the Star card. I do feel for some of you, this is about someone who is at a distance. And you'd think I'd feel the opposite with the Four of Pentacles, but I do feel like someone is at a distance from you. And I'm wondering with the swords here, if this is someone that you have connected to, like online. You know, I'm picking up this energy of being at home and with this Two of Cups, this person. You know, for some of you, I don't know that you physically have even met yet, because I feel like you met online. And this is where your relationship has been, like online, on the telephone. We haven't had coming together. Now I'm wondering with the Ten of Cups, if you will. I'm definitely feeling two different types of locations. And this Queen of Wands is important here. For some of you, this is the other end. You know, the other end of that telephone line is the Queen of Wands, male or female. Possible fire. But this is someone who is very passionate, very fiery. This can certainly be you, portraying that energy, right? But I do feel two different locations. And sitting on the Star card. Okay, so I feel like part of why we haven't physically come together yet is, for some of you, it is due to finances. Because I literally feel like I am, like, one is in a tropical climate, and and one is, you know, almost like, I hate to say across the world, but I do feel that for some. Because I do feel that some of the energy for some of you, like what you think is, you know, why did I have to why did I have to fall in love with someone where it's difficult, you know, like everything seems to be going pretty smoothly, but it's that distance. And I do feel that those who really care about you, or this could be on the other side too, it could be on both you dealing with this. You may have people, friends, family, wanting you to go out, meet someone local, but it's almost like it's too late. You know, it's too late. I have fallen in love. I've fallen in love. I'm going to take one on that. I do feel like the two of you are talking about finding a way of at least visiting each other. And again, because it's falling on the star card, I know that's your wish. And within this deck, it does talk about, again, things really taking a positive turn here. Yet I'm not seeing. The Ten of Swords on that. I hate that Ten of Swords. I don't know what is up with that Ten of Swords, but it's like someone's spewing. I don't know. I just don't like that Ten of Swords. I feel like, that's so weird. I hate that Ten of Swords, yet I can't take my eyes off it. And I feel like there's thoughts, there's something, there's a conflict here. There's a conflict here. Tell me why Ten of Swords showed up. You know, it's like I have this feeling someone around you is not being nice. Somebody around you, or someone around them, not being nice. Almost like trying to cause trouble here. Judgment. I'm just wondering if one of you are married. Perhaps you both could be married. I feel like, you know, I do feel like if that's the case, that the plan, the plan is to walk away from the marriage. It doesn't have to be a marriage, but I have a commitment to someone else. I do feel like who I'm speaking to. Okay, I feel like, what is tough within this relationship is definitely the distance. I do feel like communication, like if one of us gets angry, or probably one of you get angry, it's too easy to then cut off communication, right? Because we don't have to face each other, so it's like we're not working it out. Instead, it's become too easy just to not call because I'm not standing in front of you. I feel like that's a little bit of an issue. And I also feel, this is not going to be for all of you, but I feel like within that situation, this may be a different set of people in a similar situation. I do feel like somebody's married here. I don't, it's not a surprise, nothing like that. I don't, you're not going to just find this out. You already know this, or you are married. Again, it wanting to walk away from that. But I do see both of you having a hard time or let me put it a different way. This will not be an easy thing to bring together. It is the circumstances. It is the distance. And I do feel, it's got to be, the distance has got to be far enough away. We are in two different climates. And also, the finances are not there just to pick up and go see each other. And then add on top of that when something arises, a problem arises, because it is like forming into a relationship, but there has not been a physical connection yet. I mean, like literally face to face. Somebody too easily can then just shut off the communication. And what are you going to do? This could be you. It could certainly be you. Or it could be both. All right, I want to take one more, but I want to find out if this is coming together or not. As it sits right now, I don't know. I just feel like the two of you have been through. It's been difficult. It's been romantic, and it's been difficult. You've run the gamut here. If anyone can make it happen, the Queen of Wands can. With the Six of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So, King of Swords, King of Communication. Six of Pentacles, card of give and take. And many other things, but that's what I'm feeling here. Six of Pentacles is touching this Ten of Swords. I'm definitely feeling, well, I just feel a lot of restrictions here, guys. I feel a lot of restrictions. It's like I want it to work for you, but there's so much. You know, I'm looking at both these fours, and both of them have their head down. And I feel like over here, it's being delivered some type of tough news. I feel like, you know, it's really weird, but I feel like Capricorn is the one who, don't hate me, but I feel like you're the one who can cut off that communication. I feel, you know, I don't know why I'm feeling that more you, but I am feeling that it is more you that when a problem arises, it's like, well, I'm just not going to talk. I'm going to pull back. I don't know. There just seems to be a lot that needs to be worked through. I don't know this is going to go the long haul. I mean, I just don't feel it. It doesn't mean it can't, but there are a lot of issues. There are a lot of things in front of the two of you, both of you. Both of you with the distance. I feel both, you know, financially. Does it mean that you can't afford to, like, go visit? It's not so much that. I feel like that's part of the discussion. Also part of the problem. I feel like one of you, and I do feel it's more on their side, wants you to come visit. And I just feel like, you know, there's a million little reasons why I can't. So certainly be with an air sign, by the way, because I have a lot of swords out right now. You know, I'm just going to let that be because I don't feel like this is coming together. I'm not sure what the advice is here other than until certain things are cleared up, I feel like you're going to stay within the same resistance. I know it's coming on the star card, but I feel like this is more someone's wish. But there's too much. Okay, I'm going to have to move off of that. I do feel like the Two of Cups needs to stay out there because I do not feel like that was the only message. So we're going to do another go around with that too. Look at this. What the hell? Three of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, if I just look at the cards, it feels to me like this could be talking about a rebirth to a relationship, to, oh no, I just picked up Scorpio. Yeah, another time around. It's like another time around the wheel. I feel like there are a few of you who have gone through something. Perhaps you lost someone. I feel like you may have been in a relationship, and again, I'm not feeling the energy of like we're physically together. I don't know why, but I feel, oh, I know this energy. It's like a relationship that went downhill after something pretty traumatic happened. Again, whether it's losing someone you love, it does really feel like some type of sorrow. But being attached to someone at that time, and, you know, moving out of that energy, I can see that, I can feel that, like moving out of that energy, but I feel like there was a split, and I feel like the reason there was a split, well, you know, it's hard to grieve and love at the same time. So I feel like the relationship took a turn at that point. You know, you don't have to physically have lost someone here, but something happened, whether it's in your life or their life, that just feels traumatic because it feels quick. And because I almost feel like within this energy here and the story of this relationship, there just wasn't much you could do. So depending on what side you're sitting here, so I feel like the relationship suffered, but I do feel the rebirth of it. So someone coming out of, someone opening back up. Someone could have given you the time you needed to definitely overcome this. Overcome it, or I don't know, I feel like saying live within it. But we do have the renewal here. I'm not really feeling the energy of someone broke my heart, or I broke their heart. It's more something that happened within someone's life, and this has already happened because this is old energy. You know, a relationship that feels like it came to an end, But in a way, it doesn't feel like it was ever really official, like an official end, but it just kind of stopped. And it is almost like somebody giving someone else the time, the space that they needed. Because I feel like someone is now starting to come back, starting to let joy back into their life. We have Temperance, card of Sagittarius. This is also a card of timing. And then we have the Magician. I like the Magician on the star. One, two, three major arcana is clarifying that. Wow. I feel like with Temperance and the Magician here, what it is really talking about is, I just feel like you had to give someone time, or they had to give you time to allow you to recover from something. And again, it's like the relationship doesn't feel like it ever, like there was an official, you may have said the words, we're done, it's over. But it just feels like in your hearts, both parties knew that that was not going to be the case. It's definitely coming back around. It's coming back around. Someone's energy is picking back up. They're starting to let the light seep back in again. Almost like calling back that partner. Slowly calling back that partner. I feel like you have divine guidance around both of you. It's almost like protecting this relationship while someone went through a mourning period, a grieving period, a loss of something that, it does feel like of the heart. And I kind of find it beautiful within this energy, because I feel like whoever had this loss was like, I can't do this right now. Like, I can't. And the other person, even though it doesn't feel like they want to let you go or you want to let them go, but knew, kind of like spirit advising them, putting that feeling within, like, I just need to back off. But knowing that you would return to each other. That's what it feels like. Like, we knew that we returned to each other, even though those words weren't spoken. So someone's just letting that light seep back into their heart again. And I don't feel like this Three of Swords has anything to do with this person, this other person, it just feels like your other half, because just the energy surrounding that feels so divine. It feels gentle. And even if we put an end to it, we both know it's not the end. Or at least they knew. And it's coming back around. I am definitely feeling also the energy of just realizing who this person is in my life. Like, this person is very important. This person, like, I'm recognizing that they are my soulmate. Both of you, both are recognizing that. This is quite beautiful, quite gentle, You know, I do have something that happened. It does feel kind of unexpected. That, you know, definitely affected someone's heart in a major way, because it's the recovering of it now, and the light is seeping back in, and it's just like Spirit is saying, where you're just, it's like two beautiful souls just kind of flying, coming back together, back where they're meant to be. It's such a gentle energy. You may not feel that gentleness yet. You know what I mean? Like, you know, especially if you are the one who had to go through this Three Swords, you may not feel that it's this gentle, beautiful energy, but boy, can I feel it. And I also feel, I mean, I just feel that when this comes back together, and for some of you, this may have already happened, coming on the first card, I feel like this is it. Like, this is the rest of our lives. We're together. It just feels like such beautiful energy. I just don't think anything could stop this relationship, could stop the love. Let's put it that way. And, you know, I also feel like even though we're apart, we were apart, you could feel each other's energy. Someone may not have known what else to do but to give you your space, or you are that person. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go to the Emperor. See what the Emperor has to say. Card just flew. Just we have the World. Oh, I'm sorry. I know, I'm just being clumsy here. We have the World on the Emperor. So, number 4. The Emperor is a very strong, stable energy to me. You know, the World talks about beginning a new chapter, starting something new. Something new that you definitely want to be a part of. You know, I'm kind of feeling that blessing of Archangel Michael, that protection. Like, there's been this protection over you, over your path. You know, someone is like really awakening to all that they are, all that they're capable of. You know, when we see the World, we know that we're beginning a new chapter. So usually that means that something ended. Being on the Emperor here, you know, could certainly be, for some of you, starting something with an Aries, and others, this is about this job. Emperor is someone you look up to. Oh my God, I'm sorry, that's just way too many cards. They'll come back out. They're meant to, trust me. So we have the Princess of Swords, and we have the Three of Pentacles. So I do feel like some of you are, again, beginning a new job. Receiving an opportunity. I feel like you're hearing news of it. It's almost that feeling of receiving a position where you are now becoming the leader, the boss. I do feel like this is, I kind of feel like you're in the area right now where you're waiting to hear back of, so I feel like this is something you've already applied for, and you're waiting to hear news of it. With the World card here, it's telling me, that if this is your situation, the job's going to be yours. But I do feel like for some of you, you're right now waiting to hear back. Again, because this could require a move. Now, for some of you, this move could be just moving up. Because I feel, I don't feel this is the same as I was talking about earlier. I feel like this is different. This is about moving up. And because I feel like when you move up here, I do feel like there is a big jump in your finances. I definitely do. I also feel there's a big jump up in your responsibilities too, though. It balances itself out. I feel like someone got, not you, but how this position opened is someone got fired. Someone got fired. You may have heard about this, like, through word of mouth. That's kind of what I feel like. Like, I heard the rumor of so-and-so was going to be fired. I heard this is a possibility that this position is coming up. But, knowing that someone got fired, to me, is a clue that this is for you. And it does feel like a pretty big jump. Okay, let's keep moving. Let's look at the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords. So that's moving up right there. That's moving up, moving on. Following our intuition calling us to move on from something. You have to think about the Five of Swords before that, right? It's usually what we're moving from. A time of, can be mental. It's funny because he's looking right back at the Emperor here. So I feel like they're tied together. Could be some type of job in communication. Excuse me, karmic flying. We have the Five of Wands. I have to say, it did show up this way, though. Well, I feel like what this is here is, the Five of Wands can stand for competition. I just feel like this is talking about a job position that, it's almost like you hear about it maybe before others, which kind of cuts out the competition. Even if you're competing for this position, it's certainly pointing to victory being yours. But it's like you were guided to that position. You know, like I hear about it before anyone else. It's kind of like that bird that was singing to me before we started, right? Like telling me something that no one else knows, so I could get there before the competition. You're following your intuition here, and it is towards this position. I mean, you're being proactive. Let's take one more in that. I want to say congratulations, because this definitely feels like a position that others wanted. Carbon fly. It's like I have to work this on this reading. Because I have the Ten of Cups and the Hierophant. Beautiful. So again, the Ten of Cups. Hierophant, card of Taurus. You know, Hierophant, because this feels like, again, that position. So this could also be talking about, where we were earlier, an organization. You know, it definitely feels like others following you. Others now will be following you. It's your, you know, it is now by your word. You could certainly be rising up through your own religious organizations also. Because I don't know why, but I'm just feeling like with these two here, it's like the house, you know, house of God. Moving to take over a church. But, you know, in a location that it just feels like many would want to be in. Definitely in a location that you want to be in, but there are others too. I just feel like you heard something before everyone else. Almost like you were directed, you know, your intuition, like guides were directing you to this. I definitely feel people have seen your work, though, seen your abilities. You know, it just feels like you are a step above. You know, this just came out of the blue, but I feel like some of you, I feel like you're a pilot, or you may work for the airline, or you may be getting a job working for the airline. I guess it could be anything within the airline, but I feel like, because I do feel like you have the ability then to see some dream locations. I definitely feel some of you, it's like a pilot. In that field. Let's keep going. This feels like a strange reading to me. I don't know why. I mean, like one of those readings where people be like, oh yeah, it totally resonates with me, and sometimes it doesn't even make sense to me. Alright, let's look at the Three Pentacles. We have the Lovers, card of Gemini. The Lovers. On the Three of Pentacles. So I'm wondering if this is talking about a relationship at your place of employment. This could certainly be talking about those who are heading for a new position, a new title. You may meet this person once that seems to take place. Nine of Wands. You know, I want to say that with that, I often feel Leo, but Aries wanted to come out of my mouth. Five of Pentacles. Listen, I feel like some of you are making a move within a job, and it doesn't have to be, you know, moving across the country or anything like that, but it does feel like it is a different, it's either a different organization or you're working in a different, let's say a floor, you know, on a different floor. So new people being introduced to you. It's like the market. The market. The market. It's so weird. I keep feeling the market. I'm feeling like I feel like I'm back to that energy where you're working for an organization or you're being offered this position of working with an organization where you're helping others. I feel the Lovers is showing up because it's like I feel like this chance meeting. I meet this person by chance. I feel like they do close to what I do. Okay, and I'm feeling two different energies here. Like, for some of you, this is about meeting someone. They could certainly be coming into your work, though. Like, coming into your job. That could be new for them. I feel like there's like a chance meeting someone new who does what you do. And on the other end of that, I feel like for some of you, there is someone new coming in where you are giving them a helping hand. You're helping them. They could be helping you. I kind of feel like you're helping them, though. And I don't know why I keep getting the market. Like, I don't know. Like, did they lose their money in the stock market? Something. Market. I guess you could be meeting them at, like, a market. I guess you could work in a market. Why am I hearing that? Why am I hearing the market? Percent, percent, 100%. The Nine of Swords. Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords. Turned out to be an 18, which is a 9. Which is 999. I feel like I'm picking up the energy of someone who feels like just that energy of like, I'm going to be alone. Like, I feel like I'm going to be alone forever. I feel like I'm going to be alone forever. Now, I do feel like, especially with the Nine of Swords here, this is a worry, a concern. So you're not someone who's like, oh, I'm going to be alone forever and I don't even give a shit. You're someone who does not want to be alone forever. I do feel like there is a chance meeting with someone within this Lover's card. And, you know, it has something to do with your work. Yet at the same time, I keep picking up market. So I don't know if you work in some type of a market or, you know, you're going to just go to the market and there's going to be this chance meeting. You know, that's what I'm hearing, like a chance meeting, but at the same time, it's really not. You know, you're meant to be right where you know, like when you go there, that's right where you're meant to be. And there's something about this person. You know, I still feel that energy where some of you, this is somebody that it could be coming into where you work, or you are moving into another job where you're meeting someone. And then there's another group where I'm feeling like literally you must be at a market and you meet someone, but I feel like this person that you meet in some way you're helping out, yet you don't know them. You don't know them. I feel that very clearly. Like, I don't know them. Feeling that energy of I was just in the right place at the right time. I mean, I guess this could be anything, right? But somehow it's like you come to their service, you come to their aid, you help them in some way. And I do feel like this is particularly if you felt like I'm just never going to meet anyone. Because the energy that's being put into me is that this also is like the love of my life, and the story will be years from now. How did you meet? It was a chance meeting. I was in the right place at the right time. And I do feel like you're helping them in some way. I mean, you know, perhaps like you're in the checkout line and they forgot their wallet or something and you're paying their bill. Maybe that's all I'm supposed to know. Maybe that's all we're supposed to know at this point. Okay, well, I'm going to move on. I just feel like I'm meant to move on. I can't wait to hear the I can't wait to hear. I hope that's already happened for some. We have the Hangman, who did reverse itself in the deck, which is beautiful. You know, that's about an awakening. Coming on this Queen of Pentacles. You know, I often feel like it's a spiritual awakening. It's a spiritual awakening, but it in some way is benefiting within my 3D world. It's like I have the connection now. As above, so below. Jeez, cards are just crazy tonight. I have the 2 swords. I have the 4 of swords. And I have the 8 of wands. So number 1, this is coming on the Queen of Pentacles. And it's showing me with the Hangman and the 8 of wands here, mirroring each other, that there's something within this Queen of Wands, or this Queen of Pentacles, which is probably your energy, where there's something you had to wait for. Something that did not come to you, something you had to think over, especially the 2 of swords. But within the 2 of swords, I am not rushing to make a decision here. And I can see that, especially with the 4 of swords beside that. But yet the 8 of wands is a fast-moving energy. So it's like I had an awakening, I had an epiphany, I had an awareness over something that I didn't really want to look at, but I was kind of forced to look at it. You know, I kind of feel like this is you manifesting something to yourself with the 8 of wands here. And what I mean by that is, you know, it's like you throw out the seeds of attention, you throw out your, you know, what I need to come back to me. And it's taken some time. But then bam, like bam, 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 everything starts coming into your life again. Let me look at this 2 of swords. Eight of Cups. So 8 of Cups is about, it's about our desires. I feel like what this is talking about, because I feel like within this 8 of Cups is something I didn't believe that I could have, something I desired, something I prayed over. But for whatever the reason, I didn't have enough belief within it. Yet here I have you having this awakening, which, I mean, from the 8 of Cups to the 8 of Wands, has everything now moving. So again, the 8 of Cups is also something, you know, I can be energy that I don't want to look at those 8 Cups. I didn't want to analyze those 8 Cups. I didn't want to analyze what's holding me back from my desires. But in a way, I was forced to. I knew if I did not look at this, I couldn't move forward in a positive manner. I feel like praying for help, praying for understanding over something. Again, I do feel like for a lot of you, this is your energy. But you do have, the awareness comes to you. The movement comes to you, which for the Eight of Cups is moving us towards our desires. So let's take one more on that. Just something you weren't seeing. You know, it's almost like not believing in yourself. Due to past hurts and that, kind of not believing that you could even manifest your own desires. It feels like the previous energy. This could certainly be relating to, someone that I love. Look at that, at the Tower. So, this is, the energy is something that happens quickly. Universal energy, something they needed to end. I feel more this is about within your own energy, though. I feel like what it's talking about is some of you concentrating more on the things, the people that I've lost, my emotional hardships, and being more focused on that. I do have to say, I feel like within the Two of Swords here, part of this awareness is over. I kind of feel like over your own actions. And why I'm feeling that is because with this Eight of Wands now, I kind of feel like I'm repeating. Like I've been repeating the same energy over and over again. And it's this Tower, like the Tower energy, is filling up destruction within my life. Yeah. With the Four of Swords here, I feel like, almost like I'm forced to look within. I am forced. Especially with the Tower sitting right next to her. Like, and for some reason, I'm forced to look within. And as I look within, I start to understand that this energy that I keep putting out there is past energy. Past energy. Keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. But you have the awakening. You have the awareness over that. It's definitely something you just didn't want to face. It could be that something was over. But yet, I do feel like if this here is talking about a relationship, what has ended was not serving you because it just feels like I just kept bringing it back to me. I kept bringing the same type of energy back to me. And it held you in place. And I feel like this Tower was a repeat energy. Could be I fall in love, bam, it ends. I fall in love, damn, I get the same type of person. But I haven't changed anything within me. I haven't looked, like, where is my part in that? What type of energy am I operating from? And I do have to say, part of that I feel is like coming from Archangel Michael, like giving you, almost protecting you from yourself in a way. And I'm sorry, but that's kind of what I feel like, protecting you from yourself, protecting you from being able to continue on this path of same energy, same type of people, break my heart over and over. You have this awakening. And I do kind of feel like pushed into it, but I feel like pushed in it from above, though. An awareness. I also feel like it's talking about a time period, like you needed some time when there was no one. No one. And that is what helps you. So I do feel like you're walking away with complete awareness now. And this is not saying that the other, because I do feel like I just keep repeating the same, I keep bringing the same type of people into my life here. And especially on the Queen of Pentacles, right? I need to be aware of that. I need to pay attention to I'm not paying attention to the details. I'm all in my heart. So again, the Tower, which is hard energy, can be hard energy. It does feel like it's a repeat energy here. Yet, in one way, it's a blessing. And I do feel like who I'm talking to, you've had a period now of being on your own. Doesn't have to be years, but you have had a period of being on your own. And it was through this searching, kind of forced in a way, you have a complete awareness of even where your energy level was. Especially with the Star card here, right? Because this tells me that, you are on a path of happier times. So I can feel the energy here, and I can feel that, if there wasn't a change, it'd just be the same type of people. Maybe it's, I keep bringing in broken people I feel like I need to fix. Can't someone come in who's already fixed, who's already healed? Archangel Michael's saying yes. Yes, but you got to be aware of your own energy within that. So you are, or you will be. Yes, the Tower and the Hangman, but the Hangman in reverse, the awakening. Ta-da! Two Swords, something I had to look at that I didn't want to. Sometimes the Two Swords can be, there's a problem, but I don't want to look at it. Even though I know it, I don't want to see it. But I have to. Now, that can only mean good news, though, right? Because if the universe is forcing you to look at this so that you can then change your energy, well, to me, that tells me that you're being prepared for something. This could certainly be any of these situations beforehand. But I definitely feel like that is relating to emotions, love, how I love. Not so much how I love, but just let's simplify and just say aware of one's own energy and what my energy manifests back to me. Okay, let's keep going. I don't feel like we're really following a storyline here. I feel like we're getting a lot of different messages. Some readings like follow this nice storyline, and others are just filled with a bunch of different messages, and I kind of feel like that's where we're at here. Oops. At the Queen of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Excuse me. I have the Seven of Swords, and we're looking at the Five of Pentacles. Well, I kind of feel like we are continuing on from that energy. Especially the Seven of Swords here, because the Seven of Swords can be manipulative energy. you know, coming from a lower energy. I don't feel like it's you. I feel like it is relating to love. For some of you, I feel like this Queen of Cups is someone, you know, maybe with the Tower just shut down. You know, she's connected to the 7 here. It's going to be very, I don't know, untrustworthy energy. Very over-emotional energy. I don't really feel this is you. I feel like this is someone, this is the energy you kept bringing back to you. Someone who is emotionally unavailable. Definitely someone energy you can't trust in. You can say all the right things, but they don't follow through with that. I feel like, you know, almost putting you in an illusionary state, male or female, by the way. I feel like the Queen is coming out more talking about making me feel over emotional. I'm not able to control my emotions because of this energy. This could certainly have been a breakup where one of us had to leave. Could be the breakup of the marriage, being on the 5 of Pentacles. You know, 5 of Pentacles can be the energy of, like, you know, being thrown out into the cold. The wounded warrior. I don't even feel like I have to continue on here because I feel like this is talking about that same energy. It's showing you, it's almost like showing you as what happens within your own emotions when, you know, I mean, manipulative energy. But yet, charming. Right? Charming, like snake charmer. And you keep falling for it. Right? But again, it's like that snake charmer. Being hypnotized into it. So you had to have that awareness. So attracting this lower energy and throwing you completely off. Okay. You know, I definitely feel like I feel like the ending already came here. And I do feel like this is where that awakening has come in. It is that time period with no one where even though you have the sadness, right? And, you know, kind of forced to look within, you actually start feeling you might be missing someone. But on the other side of that, you're feeling better within yourself. Like, I feel like even physical symptoms came up because the stress got too much. So even though there was that split up and I may not have wanted it, I can feel within myself that I just feel better. I feel healthier. Though my heart might still yearn, I'm learning that yearning is not necessarily for that person, but more of a loneliness. I need to look within. I need to demand better. And it's like Spirit wants you to know that. You deserve better. But if you didn't change your energy, if you didn't have that awakening, I mean, in one way, I know how you feel within this energy. But on the other hand, I know that if it didn't come to an end, this energy could last you for the rest of your life. You could just keep going back and forth and back and forth. So that tower coming in, I always feel like a tower is a blessing. You know, it's a blessing in disguise. There's an awareness. Okay. I'm going to look at the Queen of Fire and the Ten of Cups together because I feel like the Queen of Wands is kind of fueling that energy. So with the Queen of Swords, I have the King of Wands, and I have the Eight of Swords. Do you have the King and Queen of Wands here? Now the King is coming out as a clarifier. I feel man, I hate talking about negative energy, but again, I feel within this energy, but this is energy that has existed. I feel like I do have a couple here who have been kind of stuck in place. You know, they just feel like they're ignoring each other. I do feel like I have a couple. Could be husband and wife. But I do have that energy of like, we're ignoring each other. Feeling stuck within the relationship. Trapped within a relationship. You know, you may be staying because of children. All right, I want to break this down a little bit more. With the moon. Card of Pisces. Could be Cancer. Definitely a card of illusion. Especially when it's attached to the Eight of Swords here. I just feel like the pacing back and forth. Like pacing back and forth. But there is no solution. At least that's what I think. Or they think. Or you think. I feel like something is coming out. You know, I kind of feel like someone is asking. Someone's going to be asking to leave a relationship. I do feel like it would be you, those who are watching. I feel like you feel stuck within a relationship. Five of Cups. Yeah. Wanting more. Wanting better. Some of you is like, I don't know the truth. Like, I can't feel the truth anymore. I don't, you know, it's weird because I'm not feeling like this is something I need to go into detail about because I don't feel like there's like major horrible things that have happened here. I just feel like this is a breakdown of a relationship. I feel like it's more you wanting to leave a relationship that just doesn't seem to go anywhere anymore. And I feel like, you know, it's almost like two partners who just aren't interested in each other anymore. But you may stay together because of the family, because of the children. Yet I feel like you live different lives. Okay, well, what are you telling me here? I mean, this star card is making me work for good news here. But it all comes out, right? It all comes out in the end. And I'm not feeling like heavy energy of like that son of a bitch is cheating on me. I just feel like two people. I mean, listen, you may even be friendly. I just feel like the love is gone. Okay, tell me more. So what do we do? Excuse me. Look at this. We have the High Priestess and we have the Star again. Well, number one, I feel like this is talking about, this has got to be your personal choice, but I feel like what the energy is talking about is if I'm feeling stuck, the only reason I don't make a move how do I want to say this? I can see that you want, I don't feel like this is something that, like, this is a marriage that wants to come back together. I do feel like I just feel like it's over. It's empty. That's what I feel like. It's empty. And I feel like both partners agree. But for whatever the reason, because I kind of feel like you're both just kind of living your separate lifestyles, but I feel like you're now someone's getting to the point, I feel like you're getting to the point where, you want love back in your life again. You want to bring love back in your life again. I don't feel it's with this person. I could be wrong on that. I just kind of feel like you have the energy of wanting love back in your life. And I feel like I need to just face the facts, right? I can't complain about my life, about my love life, because I'm kind of not doing anything about it. I'm just living within it. I'm just living within it. Now, I feel like the energy is that you don't have to do that. You absolutely deserve to have love in your life. But I feel like what it's saying is you've got to create this, right? You've got to create this energy. So it could be talking about making a choice, because I don't feel like this is like, okay, so neither one of us really, there just doesn't feel like there's love. You may love each other, but you're not in love with each other. And I feel very clear about that. It feels very empty. Like my heart feels empty. I feel empty. I feel depleted. Not satisfied. Yet, no one's made any changes. I don't feel like this is about you go out and see people and I'll go out and see people. No, I don't feel that that is okay within you. That you want love back in your life again. This is telling me that you can absolutely manifest love back in your life again. But again, there's something you need to look at. You know, to me, it's movement. It's like I can't have one without the other. Well, you can expect great love to come in, but there's a situation here that, what are you going to do? So you may be trying to manifest something, love, to your life, but yet you're sitting in this negative pool of energy. In this limbo type of state. You know, almost taken on the attitude of, I don't know. I don't know. Like again, it feels like, how long would I stay within this? Even though I'm not happy. I don't feel love, not romantic love, not what you want at this point. Now, this might have been okay for a while, but it doesn't, you know, it feels like within your heart, it's no longer okay. You want more, you want better. I kind of feel like you might need to make a decision. And I don't feel, listen, with the High Priestess, you know, I think of the High Priestess and I think of a couple different things. Intuition, for sure. High Priestess sits between light and shadow. And telling us to take, you know, to peek at our records, to see our way. There's got to be a balance within that. There's got to be a balance between the light and that shadow. There's got to be an acceptance of it. And I can't really find my way, feel my way, until I start looking at that. Here is the ability. And for some of you, I feel like you've been, like, this may be what you're going through right now. All right, I'm going to take one more. I feel like this is a really long reading. Jeez, now look at that. Look at that. You have 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. You know, who holds us back from our dreams? We do. We do. I mean, it's just the truth. Yes, we're in difficult situations. You know, things are not simple. You can't just pick up Sandy and move out of it. You're absolutely right. But if there is no effort towards it, well, then you never have it. You never have it. And then you stay within the 5 of Cups energy, the crying over spilt milk. I mean, this is beautiful energy. You can absolutely bring the best of the best to you. But, High Priestess, it's like you got to go through her first. You got to be aware of the light and the shadow within ourselves. This is when we really manifest our true desires instead of the same old thing. This is when our life opens up. This is when it feels like miracles happen. Miracles happen every day. You know, we create those miracles. And man, it's like I hate to end on that note, but yet in the same breath, I feel like this is just saying you can have everything you want. what comes before the 9 of Cups? The 8. The desire. Having that desire bad enough that you go after it. You make movement. God, sometimes I feel like I'm preaching, and I don't mean that. And trust me, my life is so far from put together. Sometimes I don't even know where the words come from that come out of my mouth. But I guess we're responsible for our own lives. And yeah, I know. There's a million things that's difficult to move. I know. Trust me, I know. I don't think I could say the things I say without already knowing some of that energy. I don't think I'd be capable of it. Saying that to have this, we got to look at this. I've had to look at that. I've been in these situations. And I have moved out of them. And I'm not saying that like that. Okay, what helped me move out of that is awareness. And that's the truth. Awareness within myself. That is the truth. I don't know. Go out and get it. Think about the energy. Because again, it's like, I want this love. But yet I'm ignoring what's going on in my own life. I'm ignoring my own life. Yet I have this longing for better. But do I want to put in the work, the effort, the action? Am I aware of my own energy? Positive and negative, light and shadow. You have 2 star cards here, which is beautiful. But that means that you really want to make sure this is coming from what I'm desiring, what I'm manifesting to me is coming from as much positivity, as much belief. Like, I believe I'm going to have it. I see it. I feel it. No matter what, I'm in here. I see it in my mind's eye. And someday I will be over there. And that day will come. The day will come. Wow. Crazy reading, guys. Crazy reading. I mean, ooh, ups and downs, huh? However, for every negative, there was a positive. Crazy. I got to go make a cup of tea. I need a cup of tea just to calm my energy down. I love you guys. This is a good reading. This is a really good reading, but it is a reading of self-awareness. I mean, that's what I feel like that is the main topic. Self-awareness and then desire. And going after that desire. There's a lot of positive energy in the month of September. Using it to your benefit. Like that hangman, I needed to have that awareness, that awakening. And sometimes the tower's got to come in to shake us up. But there is always a blessing on the other side. We just have to allow it. I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. I really hope that you see the reading for what it's meant to be. I don't know. Like after I did Scorpio's reading comments just threw me, and I know this isn't me, but I really hope you can see the messages for what they're meant to be. They're meant to raise you up, move you toward your desires. But without a mirror, sometimes we stand still. I love you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.